Let's hope this works again. All right. Take two. I kind of crashed my something. I don't blame my programs, I always blame Windows. But I did learn quite a bit on how not to do a tutorial on OpenOffice. All right. OpenOffice 4 by Apache. Download it, open source. So please support them. This is going to be my contribution to them. Is just try to show you how much I'm learning, because I never used. The only thing I've used a lot was this would be text document, which you would call Microsoft Word. There's very little difference between the two. Do I crash it again? No. Yeah. Something's making it cranky. It's fine. But you'll recognize, they just move things around a bit, but you'll recognize it's Microsoft Word. You'll catch on a lot quicker than you thought. Presentation. I do have one that I'm working on, but basically the presentation is PowerPoint. And the reason I say that is when you're finished with it, if you have somebody, you go to some place and they go, well, we can run PowerPoint. Well, it'll run this because it's PowerPoint. It's just an open source PowerPoint. Then, the one I'm using a lot. I never thought I would. This is essentially Excel. So if you have a program that requires Excel, you should be able to open the document to read it. If you need to save something because your accountant has Excel, well, there you go. All right. Now for some interesting things, I hope. If you're on my client list, and for those who appreciate having it or allowing me, I do appreciate that. I do thank you. Every morning, except this morning, that today is a family day, so July 1st, yeah. I did download the data. I'm just not going to do the report. I've got other things popping up a lot. All right. If you get this report, this is a PDF I make using the Microsoft Excel version of OpenOffice, which is your spreadsheet. Yes, that's right. Think all agents are the same. Think again. Now, how that works, super simple. Oops. It's already open. Is it not? That's interesting. Interesting. Apparently he thinks it's open. Maybe that's why I was having some arguments earlier. I apologize for that pause, but at least now I learned that it thinks something's open. That's good. At least that means I can find a place to fix it. All right, what I do is I download the data from a file that I can export. It's a funny looking thing. Looks like, well, it looks like this, but that's what it looks like, and you upload it, run your filters through it. For the most part, what I do is I run the filters over the price. My worksheet is just so I can get some numbers quicker. It doesn't do anything. Then I keep track of the data as we're going along. I've actually been doing this for 113 days, but the section 1 is having a moment, and it's in timeout corner, so we're going to let it rest until I decide to talk to it again. Here I keep track of the market itself, and then to make that table is actually really easy and kind of fun. You just have your data that you want. Now, this is great if you're trying to track things and you just need a quick visual. If you have a lot of data that changes like every day or every hour, where you have just, or maybe you're like a food truck, you know, you're going to have peak times where you want to keep track of, well, from 11 to 1, we did this many number of orders, you know, you're just trying to figure out your best attack. Well, here you go. Select what you want right up here, these little bars, chart. I love the 3D look, cylinder and sideways, just because it helps me with what I'm doing, but that's the only reason. They have a lot. They have a lot. If you want to do your own stock exchange look, you can do that. Data range, since the information that changes that has to be compared is running left to right. Data series in rows, and then whatever you want to name it. And then wherever you want to put the this little legend, wherever you want to put that. And there you go. All right. I did want to bring up something kind of fun. Ooh, no, I'll bring up the other one. I do keep an eye. I don't have the one today, but if you actually know somebody, because this huge dip that just happened, if you know anybody who's maybe a really serious investor and wants to make a big jump, there are currently this morning 8 titles between the 10 and 100,000 range in what we call Section 1, which is, 465 to Danville, a little bit past. Did you know if you had less than 900,000, less than $1 million, less than 900,000, actually less than 850, you could probably pay cash and own all 8 of those titles? Now that is kind of impressive, because I know there's people out there who do, who probably could. So, by the way, there's my number and email. If you do, I will help you I will help you attain that real estate portfolio. All right. Would you respect me if I didn't try? Give me a break. All right. So I'm more familiar with this one. Microsoft, the Word, I don't use it that much because I'll use this to make a PDF. The PowerPoint, I use it just so I can have some for a presentation for a large group of people. So I'm learning how to make that a little bit fancier. But for drawing, honestly, I'll either go down here and use Critic, where it's almost like Bob Ross level painting, and I'm not joking. It's beautiful stuff. My daughter's doing it. I'll have her paint me something. Or I'll have my son hop on Blender and sculpt me something, or I'll go into GIMP and actually be creative with the fonts themselves. So I don't really care about their drawing program. I'll just make something. So here to make a PDF, shift click, there you go, and you just hit export PDF, selection, and it'll just select that blue part and put them in Pages, open it up, make sure it doesn't look funky, because sometimes you're off by a couple pixels and it'll push everything down. All right, here's my 8 minutes. I think that is good enough. So Apache, OpenOffice, discard, do not save those. Discard, thank you very much. Oh, by the way, like my new desktop, my son made it. If you're hitting this, or if you're following along on the YouTube, if you want to post that if you yourself would like some of his images, we'll start putting up the links on where you can find where we've been posting. We're doing a lot more on the Facebook right now. He has hundreds of them, probably about 300, if not more, of just images and movies he's made with Blender in about 1.5 years. So, with that, have fun with it. I have some other ideas of things I would like to try out, but have a great day, and I will talk to everybody soon.